ただそうやって芸術的ですねって言っていただくのは非常に名誉あることなんですけれども、僕らは芸術家というよりも職人の持っている長年培ってきた仕事の美しさというものを表現していった方のがいいんではないかなと。僕で4代目になります。創業が1885年。寿司屋の中では非常に伝統的な寿司屋の一つです。日々のその仕事の中ではやはり職人の美しさというのと、それから芸術家の持っている華麗さというのは別のものだと思います。
見習いに来てまずやることは約3年は一通り出前もありますし、洗い場とかっていうそういう追い回しの部分で、それは必要ですね。その中においてある程度のものは一つ一つ覚えていくっていう段階に入りますから、実際にそのシャリを先ほどやったように切るまでには丸2年は必要です。
お寿司というのはあくまでもお魚とこのご飯が一緒になったのがお寿司であって、非常にそのシャリ、いわゆるご飯の占める、非常に重要なものなんですね。ご飯というのはある意味ではお店の生命線と言っても過言ではないぐらい重要なもの。それから1年半ぐらい経ってくるとだんだん包丁を握るようになります。先ほど見ていただいたように野菜を刻む。野菜とかを刻むことによって包丁の使い方を覚える。でまず包丁の使い方を覚えなければお魚はさばけない。それをまず手早くきれいにできるようになってから初めてお魚を裂く練習に入ってきます。それが2年目から3年目、それが大体終わると5年目ぐらいから海苔巻きを巻いたり、それからお客様の前では握らないんだけれども出前のお寿司ですとか皿盛りのお寿司を先輩の横で手伝うようになります。それで7年目ぐらいになって初めて自分で一つのお客様の前に立って会話をしながらサービスを見ながら、場合によっては、笑いながらお世辞を言ったり、そういうことをしながらお寿司を握るようになります。いや本マグロでいいよ。まずいつから行き始めたということから言えば、店に入った時だからもう35年ぐらい前からは行っています。もちろん場合によっては100年以上付き合っている海苔屋さんみたいなものもあるし、結構長く付き合っていますね、魚屋さんとは。 個々においてそういういろいろな、なんていうのかな、隠語というか、ガリっていうのはガルッと噛むとガリッと音がするとか、お醤油のこと紫と言いますけども、醤油というよりはちょっとかっこつけて、その色が、昔はあれが紫に見えたんでしょうね、江戸の人には。今から200年前には、冷蔵庫もなければ今のように水道が完備しているわけでもないし、その頃の食を取り巻く衛生の状態非常に良くなかった。その時にそういう生ものを食べてお腹を壊す人がやはり出てくるわけですね。でその予防として、例えばわさびはものすごく殺菌力がある。いろいろな大腸菌ですとかいろんな雑菌を、瞬時にして殺す力を持っている。もうお刺身の代名詞はマグロ、お寿司の代名詞はマグロ。やはりマグロの美味しいのは生で食べるのが美味しい。でそれが日本のもうポピュラーなことになってるんですね。やはり生魚の王様はある意味マグロと言えるんだと思います。ですからみんな好きで食べる。日本人のテイストにその、ご飯とマグロとお醤油というその、ミックスされた味が東京人のテイストにぴったりだったんですね。でそれが日本全国に伝わり、それが外国の方にも理解されるようになった。
やはりアメリカにしてもフランスにしてもドイツにしても、その寿司、これはどっから来たの、築地って、日本とは言わないです。築地と言ってます。私たちはね、昭和25年ですから、もう、大体、65年。私がここへ来て、もう54年ここでやってます。それを大体17秒ぐらいで一匹の魚を評価する。それは外科というのは包丁を使います。内科というのは懐中電器でお腹を見て値を決めよう。この魚は尻尾の方は黒いけど中はいいな。それから指圧というのはこの弾力、魚の弾力性をこうやって触って見る。だからあと目が白ければダメだし、古いな、目がピカピカ光ってるのが鮮度がいい。網で取ったものか、ハエ縄で取ったものか、釣りで取ったものか、でそれがどっから来たものか大体わかります。
Okay, basically the fish are lined up in order of species. You have northern bluefins at the front here, southern bluefins behind, then you'll have big eye tuna, and at the very back you'll have yellowfin on occasion. Fish are from all over both Japan and the rest of the world. We have some Italian product over on the other side there. We have some domestically caught northern bluefin. They're all numbered for auction. So they'll run from 1 all the way through down and auction every single fish off. They generally arrange the better fish first. So the better fish are higher up in numbers than the lower grade fish. So they do some grading and they do some sorting. These are all wholesalers. They're intermediary wholesalers. They have a license to buy on the auction here. Essentially they've come in, they've got orders to fill, and they're looking at the fish for both its conformation. They're looking at the fat content, and they're looking at the colour, and then they'll think about what their customer requires, what they're likely to pay, and then bid accordingly. You might want to film this. He's just taking a piece out of the tail. Well, he's going to feel the oil content in his hands. He'll warm up the meat sample, and that will bring on colour change. He uses light to examine it.
時代は江戸時代からで250年約。それで私で7代目。で扱ってる業種は品物はマグロです。おいおい。どんどん置いてよ。早くやれよ。あんたらちんとよ。朝から言われてんだから。お寿司屋さん、それから、料理屋さん、大体それが主ですね。それが95%ぐらい。浅田さんどう？
いくつあるだろうね。随分ありますよ。だってあっちからまあアメリカがトップでしょ。アメリカ、カナダでしょ。それからメキシコがあって、南米はあるか？あっち行くとオーストラリア、ニュージーランド、あとはインドネシアもありますよね、若干。それからああいうミクロネシアがありますね。それから、フィリピンもあるし、それから台湾があるでしょ。それから中国があるでしょ。ですけどそうでない、やっぱり全体のマグロは日本に来た方が全体の評価をして、それはその方がいいんだと。それからまたニューヨークの方にとってみれば築地に注文した方が自分の必要なものが買えるんだということであれば、それがいわゆる商売として成り立つんだと思うんですよね。ただ全体に国としてですね、例えば中国なりロシアなり、あるいはあそこのブラジルなりですね、みんなどんどんお魚を食べる人が増えてる。でそういうマーケットっていうのは随分広がっていく。これからどんどんさらに広がっていくと思いますね。
The thing is that the rest of the world is starting to appreciate what the Japanese appreciate, and they're developing a taste for it.
I started my interest in these animals, first of all, was their physiology. It's all built for speed. The actual form of the tuna is the most hydrodynamic form known to man. They're sprinters, but they're also marathon runners. They're a combination. They migrate for thousands of miles, but they also can swim at very, very fast speeds.
We used to call the bluefin tuna the Porsche of the oceans because it's as fast as a Porsche. They're as big as a Porsche, they get up to 1,500 pounds, and it's as expensive as a Porsche because one fish goes for more than 100,000 US dollars. There are at least 3 different kinds of bluefin tuna globally. There's the Pacific bluefin, the southern bluefin, and the Atlantic bluefin. And they're quite distinct populations. They breed in different places. The fish are of different size.
We've learned that tunas such as the southern bluefin tuna go from the South Australia Bight all the way over to South Africa and back as youngsters, and then later in life they go up the coast of Western Australia to Java where they spawn. In the case of the northern bluefin tuna, they'll cross the entire Pacific from Japan to Mexico, live off the California coast and Mexican coast for 3 to 4 years, and then they'll go back to their spawning grounds. So their life is one of wandering the world's oceans, growing by feeding every day, and taking many years to get to be what we call a giant bluefin tuna.
まずね、昭和45年 今から20年ぐらい前ですか、冷凍のマグロが入ってきた時が一番、それとあと今度は外国からマグロがどんどん築地へ入荷してきた時、それがやっぱり相当な変化でしたよね。冷凍が出た時が一番ショックだったっていうかね。はい。
大学から直接入りましたから、日本航空は国際線が始まった年でした。当時ですね、航空運賃、貨物運賃というのは非常に高いと思われてて、ほとんど利用者はありませんでしたし、非常に日本からあるいは香港、アジアからアメリカに行く貨物はもういくらでもあると。満載になるほどあるんですけど、帰りが全く空なんです。だからその空の部分に積む貨物を考えていかなくちゃいけない、開発していかなくちゃいけないんですが、いうことで魚になるわけですが、魚の中でじゃあ高い魚って一体何なんだと。高いものほど運賃吸収力があるわけですから、それで来た結論が赤貝と、それからウニと、それからマグロでした。
In the beginning, many experimental shipments were made to discover and eliminate the inherent problems involved in shipping fresh tuna, an item never before transported halfway around the world by air.
そういった伝統を無視したこともいくつか導入しましたけれど、外国のコンテナっていうのは大体ドライアイス使ってるのが多いんで、それを使うと魚が黒くなる、見分けをするんで、我々諦めて自分たちでドライアイスを使わないコンテナを開発せざるを得なかった。
3 years of constant testing were necessary to evolve a cooling panel system container that was not only light enough, but would keep tuna in a fresh condition at a perfect 32 degrees Fahrenheit for a period of 40 hours.
1971年に初めて商業的に日本に発送したわけです。それが出発点となってですね、今日の世界中に日本の寿司屋が進出するということになるとは想像もしておりませんでした。
最初のシップメントはだいたい100キロぐらいから始まったんですけど、今はどうだろうな、多い時は3トン4トン出るようになってます。あれです。結構追加あるんだ。今までなんていうの、ないから諦めてたっていう板前さんがいると思うんですよ。諦めて使わなかった。あ、でも来るなら欲しい、やりたい、使いたい。で一回お店で使うと、食べに来るアメリカの人たちも美味しいからまたあれを食べたいって来る。それが伸びてる。やっぱり小さい町は1回とか2回とか。だからニューヨークは毎日飛んでますね。ほとんど毎日。築地から3回、福岡から4回。でも僕の場合はこれを明日アメリカにつけて明後日レストランに届ける。だからそれに耐えられるしっかりしたものかどうか。
In the early 90s, the global sushi economy as such wasn't as large as it is now.
With China coming on and Russia coming on, and even in India, I've just come back from India, and You can get sushi in sushi restaurants in India now in the top hotels. Well, who would have thought that a few years ago? Just like a few years ago, you could find a Chinese restaurant in any country in the world. Now you're starting to find sushi restaurants in any country in the world.
Tokyo Sushi Bar w Łodzi otworzyłem 4 lata temu. Wcześniej prowadziłem tutaj pizzerię włoską z małą kuchnią włoską. Generalnie podchodzą do tego jak do takiego, do kuchni, która jest zdrowa, która jest no, nowością dla niektórych klientów, odkrywaniem jakichś nowych smaków i tak dalej. No, w tym kierunku można powiedzieć, że tak społeczeństwo to odbiera.
Ulubionym daniem sushi u klientów to jest ogółem wszystko, co jest na słodko. Mamy tu swój sos słodki, który też jest wielką tajemnicą, także ludzie bardzo to lubią. Ogółem węgorz, łosoś. Oczywiście nóż jest japoński, pochodzi z Japonii, bo nasze noże wcześniej, które mieliśmy tutaj, też nie były to japońskie, więc strasznie się tępiły. Znaczy żaden kolega stąd, który mnie uczył, nie pochodził z Azji, ale oni uczyli się od Japończyka tutaj, także wcześniej pracował tutaj Japończyk, więc on pokazywał. Ja uczyłem się po prostu już od nich całego.
I woke up one morning and I was living with my girlfriend, and she said, look, if you don't get a job, you can't live here anymore, and we're breaking up. And so out of a panic, I took the bus, went downtown, walked around downtown, put in about 20 or 30 applications, and the only place to call me back was Kyoto Japanese restaurant. I had sushi once before. I thought it was disgusting, and it was literally just about getting that job as a dishwasher. Okay. I'd never had any food like that before. Grew up in middle America, white people food. And so I really started falling in love with the cuisine, and then started hanging out with the staff, the chefs, the sushi chefs specifically. Once I saw them making it, I was passionate about wanting to do that. To them, having someone from here who's not Japanese being in the forefront, representing them in the restaurant, wasn't even an option, because I was Anglo, because I was white.
This is a guy who used to watch Iron Chef Japan on VHS when he started out as a dishwasher at a Japanese restaurant, and now he is battling his favorite chef from that show. Dare to dream.
A lot of it was self-taught. They didn't teach me a lot at that point. A few pointers here and there, but I was kind of teaching myself how to make rolls. And whenever there'd be downtime, I would go out to the front and just kind of play around out there and make sushi rolls in the front. Kind of stars in my eyes, wish I could be out there kind of thing. Gonna toss this with a little bit of the watermelon on the side. I've kind of defined uchi food as my food, and my food stays true to the Japanese aesthetic, but not traditional Japanese. So applying new techniques, new ingredients, new styles, and making sense of them and how they go together.
The Sushi Go started July 2009. This is the really Americanized sushi. The original sushi, the street food, starting from the Tokyo, I think around 200 years ago maybe. Tempura, unagi, kabayaki, everything is from the street food. Longhorn roll, I'm using the ribeye steak and like cream cheese and avocado. And I put like some green sauce, like the jalapeno and cilantro flavors. I think the good combination, like the Texas people likes it. This is a Texan roll with a rib rice.
I love sushi, and this was part of the motivation to make it portable. I realized that I was eating more and more of it. But when you eat sushi, you're tied to a table, you're tied to chopsticks. It's not something that's easy to walk around and eat. Just looking at the shape of sushi rolls, well, it starts off as a cylindrical object, and then you slice it into pieces. Well, why not just keep it as a cylindrical object? And maybe there's a way that you can put it in a container and it would be dispensed out in some way. And the push-up device seemed like a good way to go. And we decided, we'll put the soy sauce in the handle. We can now bring it to places where it wasn't that convenient to go before. Airlines have expressed interest, and we're running tests with them. Amusement parks, cruise lines. Kids are going crazy about our product because we are really just igniting the excitement that's already there. Sushi Papa Roll is a very fun way to eat sushi. We're passionate about portable sushi, and we really want to respond to the demand that we're seeing globally.
Welcome to Matsuko, one of the most popular sushi restaurants in Beijing. Historically, most Chinese don't really like raw fish, but with incomes rising, palates are becoming more sophisticated. This is Chef Tong. He's Chinese but was trained in Japan, and right now he's slicing bluefin tuna, which is flown in every other day. By some estimates, there will be 50 million new sushi eaters in China in coming years. But the growing market comes with a catch. There's concern China's appetite for sushi alone could wipe out the bluefin tuna population.
The supply is falling internationally and the demand is growing, and it's just going to get worse and worse.
Most of us in the industry are quite surprised at how fast and how rapid sushi has become a very popular dish around the world.
The love of sushi and sashimi, the raw fish market, is driving a global effort to get tuna. It's one of the most lucrative animals on Earth. What we have to do as nations is begin to understand that the effect of removing bluefin from the sea is that that species won't be here for future generations.
The bluefin tuna is an apex predator. It exists at the top of the food chain of its ecosystem. Large bluefin tuna, mature bluefin tuna, nothing in the ocean can touch it. Nothing. An animal like that provides an irreplaceable ecosystem benefit. We need top predators in the ocean because they eat smaller animals, and that's how things work. So you take the top predators out of the trophic system, then all of a sudden, the sub-predators explode in numbers because there's nothing to eat them. So now they are in such enormous numbers that whatever was below them, what they fed on, is being devastated. So you lose the top predator, and then you lose the third because the second eats the third. And then when the third is gone, the second disappears because it has nothing to eat, and you're left with jellyfish and urchins. That cannot be allowed to happen, and the bluefin tuna provides that service to the Mediterranean, to the Atlantic, to the Gulf of Mexico, to Cape Cod. We can't afford to lose it.
There is no species that has fared worse at the hands of humans than the Atlantic bluefin tuna. The populations have been reduced by 60 to 80% of their historic abundance since the 1950s. So in the last 30 or 40 years, this species has been taken down to less than 20 to 30% of what it was before.
漁船漁業で釣り専門です。私で3代目です。親父もおじいちゃんも漁師です。だから2000万したのもあるし500万したのも1000万したのもあるから、そのぐらい貴重な自然の魚だから大事に取り扱いということなんです。
大間のマグロがあれば大間のマグロを、買います。大間のマグロがなぜ、築地のマーケットで最高級と言われるようになったかというと、まず一つ違うのはお魚の取り方が違います。大間の漁師さんは小さい船で出かけていって自分一人かもしくは2人の漁師さんで、一つの針に、餌をつけるなり、疑似の針をつけて流してで1回に1本ずつ釣ります。で釣り上がった時点で、すぐ血抜きをしてそれで、いい状態で港まで持ってきます。
大間の漁師、特にマグロ釣りの漁師がずっとマグロを追っかけてきたということがまず一番大事なことなんだろうと思ってます。すぐ近くで取れるんで、鮮度を保つことがある意味容易にできるということなのかなというふうに思ってますし、一本釣りという漁法なんで、なんか一本釣り特有のその味があるというふうにその職人さんたちは言いますね。外国船とか日本の船ももちろんトロール巻き網やってるわけですから、その影響がその大間の一本釣りに影響するかということは少なからずこれは影響してくる。特にこれからその影響が大きく出てくる可能性、それはあるんだろうというふうに思います。
ただ毎日釣るんじゃない。1年間かかって6ヶ月かかって私の場合は特別で釣る人で30本か40本じゃないの。これはほとんど毎日空戻り。今漁師で人生を終わろうとしてるからそれを孫不幸やさぐまでもこの日本列島は海に囲まれた日本列島だから 漁師を絶やさないように資源を大事にしていきたいというのが私の目的なんです。クロマグロの漁獲量が減ってるのは大問題なんです。
I grew up in a little town in Washington State on the beach. When I was little, I used to be able to go down to that beach in the summertime and dig for clams and mussels and little shrimp and stuff and take the clams back and eat them. As I got older, that beach started to die because of pollution in Puget Sound and overuse and runoff. Now it's to the point where I would never touch anything that came out of that beach. It's filthy. And it really made a huge impact on me. This is a sushi restaurant that only serves what we consider to be sustainable seafood. That means most and many of the items that you might see at an average sushi restaurant, you're not gonna find here. You're not gonna find farmed salmon. You're not gonna find bluefin tuna. You're not gonna find a lot of different kinds of farmed shrimp or hamachi from Japan. You're not gonna find eel. All of these things have really major environmental consequences associated with their production or their harvest. And we don't want anything like that coming in here. I want to have an atmosphere where our customers can come in and they can have a guilt-free sushi experience. They can still see, wow, you can maintain the beauty and the quality of the art of sushi and the cuisine without compromising the health of the oceans. That's really our mission.
The basic fish that we've replaced is salmon, tuna, and unagi. So we don't do the unagi, so we do something called faux nagi. This is a black cod that we get from British Columbia. We sear it the same way. We put the sesame seeds and the sauce on top as well. And then we only do wild salmon, so when we can't get the wild salmon, instead of doing farm salmon, we do the Arctic char. That's the iwana. This is a closed farm fish, so there's no impact to the surrounding environment. And that's from the Pacific Northwest. We don't do bluefin tuna. We have the hand-lined yellowfin tuna. Okay?
Our overall goal is to change the entire sushi industry. We're not out to be a niche restaurant. We're out to be a vanguard restaurant. We want to demonstrate to the rest of the restaurateurs here in the United States that are out there making sushi, hey, you can do this sustainably and you can make it profitable. Yeah, we're doing it in San Francisco first, but that's not the end of the story for us.
いわゆる持続可能なお魚だけを使っていくレストランっていうのは、それはそれでそこのお店のコンセプトであり、非常に僕はいいことだと思います。で、決してそれを否定するつもりは全くない。
To have a sustainable fish, when you think about it, should theoretically cost less because you're not dealing with resource scarcity. You're not dealing with the overexploitation of a fish that's going to drive it into this rare category that's going to make the price skyrocket. Look at bluefin tuna, right?
Many of the species, like bluefin tuna, that are preferred by sushi lovers, sushi markets, are internationally protected because they migrate. Those species are regulated by international bodies. In the case of the bluefin tuna in the Atlantic, it's the Atlantic Tunas Commission, or ICAT, that has authority over the management of that species.
Yeah, ICAT stands for the International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas, but recently it's been said to stand for the International Conspiracy to Catch All Tunas because of their ineffectiveness. Basically, compliance is their biggest challenge. Unfortunately, it requires a great deal of collaboration amongst those nations to manage the stocks, and with the history that they've got of wars over the years, over the centuries, I should say, yeah, it's very hard to get them to agree on anything.
We are never going to be able to save the bluefin tuna when it's such a low priority.
Governments have failed. They failed repeatedly. The fish is just too valuable for its own good.
Well, if we can't protect the, the men, women and children from slaughter in Rwanda, how are we going to, protect tunas from slaughter in the ocean?
今まで食べ物をですね、安い食べ物を大量に買い付けるといいますか、そういう風潮がありました。例えば食べ物のコスト、寿司で言えば100円寿司っていうようなものがですね、日本中で流行ったりしました。で、その魚をですね、取りすぎたりあるいは消費しすぎたり、そういう傾向がありましたので、今後はそういった傾向はなくなると思います。食べ物もですね、それなりの価値、コストを払わないと食べられなくなるということが世界中で起こると思いますので、日本もそういった潮流になると思います。
We knew the Albertine tress at 115 meters long was huge, but to see her up close was something else. This ship can take 3,000 tons of tuna in a single trip, which is nearly double the catch of some Pacific Island countries in a whole year. Tuna stocks in this fragile region are declining, and there simply isn't enough fish in the sea to keep filling the holds of these large vessels.
It's going to take direct action to get people's attention. It's going to be up to sushi lovers like us to make sure that there's a future for bluefin tuna in the oceans. It's going to be up to groups like Greenpeace and others to take action that will make the headlines, to keep this issue in the forefront of people's minds, to force governments to do justice by bluefin tuna.
もう一つはマグロにとって一番大きな変化はですね、養殖が出てきたということですよね。で、養殖がですね、オーストラリアに始まって、でそういうものが要するに供給をですね、日本に対する供給をさらにこうサポートするって言いますかね。ですから今までのワイルドの魚以外にですね、そういう養殖の魚が入ってくるようになったと。これも年々品質的に良くなってきてます。
I came to Australia in 1961. It was the start of the tuna industry. We literally caught thousands and thousands and thousands of tons. When you're a wild fisherman, you catch the fish. Once you get them on board, you don't care. Just unload it into a cannery or something like that. That is not with tuna anymore. You know, you got to look after it from the day you catch it all the way through.
In the Australian industry, it's a ranch product, so the original fish are wild, and we just value add. We catch fish from the age of, say, 2 to 5 years, and they spend only 3 to 6 months in the cage. So they're very much a value-added wild product. It's been caught in the Great Australian Bight. It's been fed mackerel from California, herring from Europe. It's been fed hand-grated pike from Taiwan.
So for every 1 pound of tuna, we think that at least 15 pounds of other fish have to be consumed by that bluefin in order to yield 1 pound of tuna. That's a net loss to the ocean. If you have to feed 15 pounds of sardines to get 1 pound of tuna, we ought to be eating the sardines, not the tuna.
For about 8 to 10 years, there's been a lot of research in the Australian industry to basically produce a pellet that we can feed the fish. And of course you have fish protein, fish oil replacement research that's gone on as well, so that we could use plant oils and proteins in the pellet to make it more sustainable. Put that one on the inside of the box there. And that one on the outside.
The fish we catch here are packed onshore in Port Lincoln, then shipped 8 hours by truck to the Adelaide airport. From there, they are sent on to places such as Singapore and then onwards to Tokyo. At Tokyo, they're sold at the auctions, and the fish we raise here end up in sushi restaurants in Japan, America, Europe, and other parts of the world.
I know that here, my father-in-law did some information on tracking product and fresh product as far as meat. This is how many days out of the water?
This, I got to think about it, Australian time.
Like from
harvest to where we are right now, 4 days.
My judgment, I'd say 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days.
Something tastes.
Yeah.
And that's about the best time to actually eat the fish.
Yeah, exactly,
I think.
You've got...
if it's too fresh, it still has that metallic, irony flavor.
Yep.
The flesh hasn't totally relaxed yet, and it hasn't brought on all of the integral, taste that it could have.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Tyson's obviously respected both by Japanese peers here and within the food industry within the United States. It allows us, through Tyson, to communicate to the consumer about our product and why it's important to consume it, make sure to ask questions about where it's come from, whether it's being fished responsibly, whether it's sustainable, whether it's organic, all those sorts of things that we want to get through to the consumer, but through a respected voice. Americans are basically on a beginner level when it comes down to understanding sushi, sashimi. It's grown so rapidly and it's at a large scale in a relatively short period of time. Tyson's taking it to the next level. He's educating consumers on sushi and cuisine, but he's also evolving it, which is also quite pretty exciting. Yeah, what I'm trying to do with southern bluefin tuna is get it into Japan and get the consumers to have a choice, and they can basically determine the ethics of business in that sense, so that they can reward an industry that is looking to produce a sustainable tuna.
And when you're talking about southern bluefin, you talking about wild caught or ranch product or farm product?
I'm talking about the wild caught product that is then put into cages, so it is a ranch product. It's not a farm. There's no such a thing as a farm tuna.
And you think that that's a sustainable product?
In the Australian industry, what we do is we have a quota of about 5,000 tonnes each year. We go out, we catch that in per se nets. We tie those tuna in and we transfer them into cages, and we use underwater video cameras to film every individual fish that comes into the fishery. And I would argue that it's probably the most sustainable, most monitored tuna fishery in the world.
But we're still using a relative determination there, right? The most sustainable bluefin tuna population or fishery. When you look at the other bluefin tuna fisheries in the world, and you just see a lot of things that have gone wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you talk about like Atlantic and Mediterranean bluefin, and you talk about the problems that we've had with ICAT.
I think I'm very concerned about tuna and what's going to happen when basically the Chinese taste for sushi expands.
What would it be if it would be possible to close the life cycle or spawn tuna in captivity? The plan in itself was preposterous.
And I was actually an illegal immigrant. I jumped the ship here. They locked me up and I had to wash police cars and I had cleaned the yards and this and that. And there was only a small amount of people, or not many people here. I'm talking 60s now. Huh? And never left. And I met my wife and never left. The greatest move I've ever made in my life.
Hagen Stair has had a visionary idea to build this remarkable facility. There's nothing like it anywhere on Earth.
People really thought we were mad. I mean, this would not work. I said, why the hell do you want to do that?
By spawning the bluefin tuna in an on-land facility, they can control the environment that the tuna's in. They can take the eggs, hatch them, and raise the larvae through their life cycle.
I backed it with my own money, and we took over a little hatchery about 100 kilometers north of Port Lincoln. We got the best scientists from around the world, which I thought were the best scientists. And in a military-style operation, we picked the fish up from the sea and put them into the hatchery, into an opening in the hatchery on the top, in the roof. That was the first time the transfer of tuna from the sea onto the shore. And that's when it all started.
We manipulate the fish using natural cues, which we've taken from the wild. We regulate the currents, we regulate the temperature, and then we regulate the light.
So we've got the stars, we've got the moon, we've got the water current. And the big thing is the fish never leave the tank.
Every time we monitor all the oxygen, all the water quality, all those kind of things, we know the cues that basically cause courtship and things like that, and that gives us an understanding of what we're doing with those cues, and in the end up with the eggs. From 20 fish, we can produce, in one night, millions of eggs.
Over the next 6 or 7 years, the tuna you will eat in sushi shops and eat as sashimi will be all propagated tuna. There is just no other way around it. I'm a tuna fisherman. I've been tuna fishing all my life since I came to this country. I know that is the future, and that's what we have to concentrate on. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. Okay, mate. Give me a ring a little bit later on, huh? Fuck, no. Stop. Ah, shit. Been a long road, I tell you. Swimming tuna larvae, mate.
Jeez. So it's
just 2 minutes ago. Fucking hell. The guy who just rang me, he was quite taken aback. And, they're all just added steps now a little bit further. Huh? So we got swimming tuna larvae now, and that is just and we know they eat, which never happened before either. So there's just another step in the equation. Huh? It's inevitable now. It's inevitable now. It can't be stopped. They just can, even if we lose everything now, we started fresh now because we know the triggers, we know the things that we know. Before there's so many questions we couldn't answer, and right now it's bloody. It seems to be all sort of falling into place. Yeah, no, it's a bloody good day.
It's huge for the whole industry, for the whole world. Aquaculture, for me, is not just about producing fish, it's about the sustainability as well. I used to commercially fish in the old days and rape, pillage and plunder, but this is definitely the way of the future for us.
少なからずこれからはそういう取り組みをしていただかないとマグロそのものが口に入らなくなるという可能性が出てくるんだろうと思います。
90% of the large fish of the oceans, the bluefin tuna, the swordfish, the sharks, are gone. We've caught them all. And that fundamentally changes ocean ecosystems. We need to bring those species back. There's still a few of them around. But if we don't watch what we're doing in the oceans, if we don't start taking fewer, we're going to run out of wild-caught seafood. Scientists tell us as early as 2048.
あと何年使えるかわからないけども、石油よりは先になくなることは確かでしょう。
We're going to end up eating differently in sushi. The question is, do we do it now, allow these stocks to come back and preserve them for the future, or do we just wipe them out?
だからそれを食べるなということでなくて、次を大事にして今まで腹いっぱい食べたのがさ、全然こう食べたの3個でもいいでしょ。やっぱりマグロは美味しい。 ヒラメも美味しい、タイも美味しいんだというふうな考えを持っていかないと、海から魚いなくなってから何やってもダメだろうと私はそう思ってますよ。
What we need to be is knowledgeable about what we're consuming from the sea. The idea that we have a bountiful ocean that's got endless sources of protein for all of the people on Earth is a myth.
日本人は昔から食べ物、海の食べ物でも、山の食べ物でも海の幸、山の幸ということで神が与えてくれたものだというふうに考えてきました。そういう食べ物を大事にする心が必要だと思います。
Będziemy się starać przekonać klienta właśnie do tego, żeby móc żyć, trzeba też mieć możliwość zagwarantowania tym stworzeniom, które są zagrożone, też prawa do życia.
We can do anything. We put our minds to it. I have absolute total confidence in the ability of the human race. And in a lot of ways, we're on the wrong track right now when it comes to this stuff, but we're going to figure it out.
I think that the world's love of sushi will continue to grow. China, India, and other emerging markets are just beginning to eat sushi. Huge markets for sure. People may have to adjust to farmed fish if they want to continue eating certain species. Perhaps consumers will have the ability to do what governments can't: eat sustainably caught fish and promote those companies and fishermen that offer such alternatives. The choice is ultimately ours as individuals.